In baseball,
The dumbest things to happen in baseball, man. I like this channel. This channel's really good. Baseball doesn't exist.
In baseball, there's a ton of ways to mess up. But did you know that somebody actually messed up so bad they had to evacuate the Capitol building?
What?
And that's not even close to the dumbest thing that has ever happened on a baseball field. These mistakes have lost teams games, may have cost a team a World Series, caused actual riots, gotten games canceled, and have even led to people being arrested. But most of the time, these mistakes just result in people booing and laughing. Like when Milton Bradley got a fly ball in the 8th inning with 1 out.
And Bradley plays it off to the side, and he doesn't know how many outs there are. He just throws the ball into
Bradley threw the ball into the stands with only 2 outs, allowing 1 run to score and another to go to third. This happens more than you would think. Like when Anthony Gose made a running catch and for some reason just kept on running. The runner scored from second and he felt extremely dumb. Usually this just causes players to look dumb for a second, realize they messed up, then laugh at themselves with 0 consequences. Sometimes it actually screws a team over. Like when Benny Agbayani made this play while winning 1-0. The Giants tied the game on a sac fly, but Benny thought there were 3 outs, gave the ball to a kid, realized there were only 2 outs, took the ball away from the kid, but it was too late. The Giants scored, and we're now winning 2-1. When a player makes a stupid mistake that costs a team a game, people are pissed. When the grounds crew makes a stupid mistake that costs a team a game, there's a good chance they're all going to get fired. That's what happened to the Marlins, who during their first season ever made the extremely stupid decision to hire employees by going to a local high school and hiring high schoolers to be in charge of the tarp.
Ain't that illegal?
This is according to one of the members of the crew, who says that this was the first time they had ever had to put the tarp out during a game, and for some reason rolled it out into the outfield. They started dragging it all the way into the infield, but the tarp got stuck, so the grounds crew had to start over. They tried to drag it out again, but it got stuck again. They tried it again with even more speed. It got stuck again. They tried for a 3rd time with even more speed, and it got stuck again. It got so bad, the Marlins manager came out to help them. They tried another attempt with even more people and got stuck again. It got so bad, the Marlins manager quit trying to help them. The grounds crew tried a new strategy by moving the tarp all the way to left field. They tried again, succeeded, but only covered half of the infield. But finally, after 6 attempts in over 20 minutes, they were able to drag the tarp onto the infield. Unfortunately, at this point, the rain had already stopped and the field was covered in water. What should have been a 20-minute delay led to an hour-and-a-half delay. And after the game, the entire grounds crew of high school kids was fired. Troubles with the tarp are bound to happen during extreme weather, like when the Pirates grounds crew got the tarp stuck and literally had a member of the team swallowed by it. He had to be saved by the Pirates players, who ended up having to become the grounds crew and hold down the tarp in pouring rain. This grounds crew member got swallowed by the tarp. Nobody realized it.
Oh my God, he's crawling for his life.
Fighting for his life. In 2014, the Yankees grounds crew messed up so bad, the field was soaked to the point where they had to cancel the game in the 5th inning. But since the Yankees were winning by a run at the time, the grounds crew messing up actually got them the win. In 2018, the Phillies grounds crew forgot to put the tarp out overnight. It rained, the field was soaked, they tried to use a flamethrower to try to dry it out. That didn't work, and the game was canceled even though the weather was fine. Which begs the question, why don't they just invent a tarp that rolls itself, eliminating the need for grounds crew members and unnecessary delays? Actually, they had
You could just add a dome to the top of every baseball field for when it rains.
This in the 80s, and it almost ended a player's career. Vince Coleman was Rookie of the Year and led the league in stolen bases. The Cardinals were relying on him heavily during their run to the World Series. But in Game 4 of the NLCS, he and his teammates were hanging out on the field before the game, when for some reason, the automatic tarp started rolling out on the field. Coleman had his back turned, and the metal tube that weighed a half ton crushed him and fractured his leg, ending his season before the most important series of his career.
Shit.
Automatic tarps have pretty much gone extinct ever since, while the number of stadium employees have gone up and up. They usually do a great job, but not always. Like in New York, when the grounds crew made the sprinkler system go off in the middle of a game. In Arizona, JJ Putz was about to throw a pitch when
what the fuck?
the sound guy accidentally pressed the button, which played the most random sound ever heard. Bat Boys are constantly making some of the most amazing plays while also making some of the worst plays ever. But this one made the worst mistake a Bat Boy can by catching a ball and throwing it into the stands, even though it was fair. A few moments later, another ball came to him. It was foul, but he was so scared of messing up again, he just stayed completely still. But perhaps the stupidest decision surrounding Bat Boys is the Giants, who insist on hiring senior citizens to do it. On one hand, this is a great gesture. It was originally part of their senior involvement program, giving older people a chance to get involved and do something they otherwise would never get to do. Hundreds of elderly ball boys apply every year, and dozens are picked to attend a ball dude tryout, where they practice catching grounders, pop flies, and answer trivia questions. The Giants then pick the best elderly ball dudes,
they're old,
and dudettes to do it in real games. The problem is, this has led to a ton of falling, face planting, extremely long delays as they try to travel long distances, and probably creates an opportunity for serious injury. But it may also be the best and coolest stupid idea in baseball history. This other stupid idea sounded cool at first, but ended up being so stupid it might have actually cost a team a game.
What the hell is that?
During the 2010 World Cup, the Marlins did a Vuvuzela giveaway. The same horn that blared throughout the tournament in South Africa was given to 15,000 fans who showed up to a Florida Marlins game. The stadium was maybe a third full, but the horns were so loud and annoying, players put in earplugs. Umpires put in earplugs, and according to Dan Uggla, it was the worst promotion he's ever been a part of. In the bottom of the ninth, in a tie game, Brian Barden got a leadoff walk, but the umpire realized he wasn't supposed to be hitting. Apparently, the Marlins made a substitution that put Brian Barden in the ninth spot in the order. They told the umpire he was batting ninth, but for some reason, the umpire put him in the third spot in the order. Even though the Marlins clearly put him in the ninth spot, the umpire card, which said he was supposed to bat third, is official. So when he batted ninth, like he was supposed to, he was automatically out. And there's a very good chance the loud vuvuzelas led to this miscommunication. What represented the winning run was now automatically out. The Marlins didn't score, and in the 11th, with the vuvuzelas still going, the Rays scored 4 and won the game. Afterwards, the Marlins still deemed this promotion as a success. And compared to these other promotions,
it's absolute win.
It was. For example, in 1997, the Charleston River Dogs did a free vasectomy night. A promotion that allowed any adult who bought a ticket the opportunity to enter a raffle. The winner of this raffle won a free surgery that made it so they could no longer have kids. Unfortunately, many people, including the Roman Catholic Diocese of Charleston,
who cares? Get your old ass, go fight for justice or some shit. Like go have another crusade. Like go put on your helmets and get your swords and go fight some shit, man. Go get the heretics over here talking about you shouldn't be getting vasectomies. It's against God. Like go fight some shit, man.
Charleston complained and the promotion was canceled. As bad as this was, the Dodgers once did a promotion so dumb they had to forfeit the game. They gave away 53,000 toy baseballs. This seemed like a good idea
until they threw them shits on the field.
Until a couple bad calls happened and people started throwing the baseballs onto the field. After a delay to clean up the balls, there were more questionable calls and 2 ejections. So Dodgers fans threw thousands of toy baseballs onto the field. The umpires decided the game could not go on, so the Dodgers had to forfeit because they gave away 53,000 toy baseballs. The Red Sox once did a promotion that seemed even more innocent when they gave away free posters of their closer, Derek Lowe. The problem was, Red Sox fans were not Derek Lowe fans. He ended up blowing a save on his own poster night. So as he was being taken out of the game, fans started throwing the Derek Lowe posters onto the field, causing a 15-minute delay. But this is nothing compared to what the Nationals did, which was so dumb, they actually had to evacuate the Capitol building. But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor.
Hey, shout out Raycons, man. They've been doing this shit for years and their audio quality is still kind of mid.
Every year on opening day, teams do opening day ceremonies. This year, the Brewers did a flyover with fighter jets. Unfortunately for the fans, they didn't see it because for some reason, the Brewers did a flyover with the roof closed. The Nationals did something even worse. In 2022, they had service members jump out of a plane and parachute onto the field for Military Appreciation Night. The problem was, they never properly communicated this to the Capitol Police, who tracked the aircraft on their radars, couldn't identify it, and sent a message to Capitol staffers that they identified an aircraft.
Boy, they thought they were about to shoot this shit down, bro. Friendly fire.
That caused a, quote, probable threat to the U.S. Capitol building. The building was evacuated before they quickly realized it was just the Nationals. Luckily, this did not affect anything that happened on the field, but that can't be said for the White Sox, who made a uniform decision that was so dumb, it caused a player to cut up his teammates' uniforms with scissors 40 years later. In 1976, as a funny publicity stunt, the White Sox became the only MLB team to wear shorts during a game.
So when they're sliding around, they're going to have issues right here. Yeah, okay, great idea.
During this game, they set their season high with 5 stolen bases. They won the game, had a massive increase in attendance, and believe it or not, the players actually seemed to love them. But after only 3 games of wearing shorts, the White Sox felt the joke was overplayed and never wore them again. However, these jerseys became notorious, so in 2016, the White Sox announced they would wear the jerseys again and give away free jerseys to fans as a promotion. Even though they were paired with baseball pants, pitcher Chris Sale found them extremely uncomfortable. He begged the White Sox to let the team wear their regular jerseys during his start, but they said no because they had already made thousands of them to give away to fans. This pissed off Chris Sale so bad.
Bro, what is wrong with him?
Around the clubhouse with scissors and cut his and his teammates' jerseys hours before the game. Since the jerseys all had holes in them, the White Sox were forced to wear different jerseys and also suspended Chris Sale. But as mad as Chris Sale was, no pitcher was more mad than David Cone after this play. He was so angry, he started arguing with the ump, even though there were men on base. So while he was screaming at the umpire, another runner came in and scored. Cone got even angrier and kept screaming at the ump. Problem was, there was another runner on base who scored all the way from first base as Cone continued to scream at the ump. Nyjer Morgan got caught screaming at himself after he almost made this amazing catch. But for some reason, he thought he hit the ball over the fence. It didn't go over the fence. So while he slammed his glove and started yelling at himself, Adam Jones went all the way around the bases for an inside the park home run because Nyjer Morgan never picked up the ball. Tommy John probably should have been even angrier after he fielded this ball, made an error. The right fielder was about to throw the runner out until Tommy John cut the ball off for no reason. Another error. Then proceeded to throw the ball into the dugout, allowing a run to score, setting an MLB record with 3 errors in a single play. That sounds like the dumbest record of all time. It's actually not, because Lloyd Mosley set an MLB record by stealing the same base twice in one play. He was safe the first time, and when the catcher threw the ball into the outfield, he, for whatever reason, got confused and started sprinting the wrong way around the bases. They tried to throw him out again, and there was another throwing error. so he was able to go back to the
absolute legend. That is an absolute legend. Chad play. He did it on purpose, all skill.
The base he had just stole seconds earlier. Javi Baez did something similar, and it actually worked. He started running backwards to avoid the tag. Problem was, there were 2 outs, and all the Pirates had to do was throw the ball to first to get out of the inning. But for some reason, they tried to throw it home, but still only had to throw the ball to first for the run not to count. Nobody was there. They threw it anyway, and Javi Baez was able to make it to second. These plays were dumb, but they didn't affect the outcome of the game tremendous. Plenty of dumb plays have. Like when the Giants hit a ball to right in the bottom of the 9th in a tie game. The outfielder missed it, meaning all the runner had to do was run around the bases and the Giants won. He went the wrong way, realized he went the wrong way, went the right way, missed the bag, then had to go back the wrong way to touch the bag, then tried to go to third anyway. Should have been out by a mile, but a bad throw allowed him to be safe. Then he tried to go home and was out by 20 feet.
Bro did too much, man. He should have just stayed his ass at third.
But no dumb mistake in history screwed a team over more than this one. In the 8th inning of a tie game in Game 7 of the World Series, Terry Pendleton hit a double, which should have easily put the Braves up 1-0. However, Lonnie Smith got tricked by the second baseman who did this. Thought the ball might have been caught and stopped completely. Instead of scoring easily, he stopped at third. The Braves failed to score, and the game went into extras, tied 0-0, meaning that this could have been the difference. The Twins ended up walking them off and won the World Series.
I mean, that's a good play then. He faked him.
But even this play doesn't come close to the dumbest ever. That award goes to this guy, who did the age-old trick of running onto the field during the game, despite knowing you're going to go to jail. Earlier this year, this guy attempted it so he could propose to his girlfriend.
Oh God!
As he got on one knee, security destroyed him. This guy might have been the smartest to do it. He ran onto the field, juked security, jumped over the outfield wall, avoided another guard.
He's real life Assassin's Creed.
Climbed onto the batter's eye and jumped out of the stadium without getting caught. This was an amazing display, but even he was reportedly arrested outside of the stadium shortly after. The dumbest offender was in Philly, the day after another fan became famous when he was tasered on the field while running on it. This became national news.
Bro, that is a whole thumbnail, bro.
He was tasered on the field while running on it. This became national news, sparked debate around the country, and increased security at Citizens Bank Park. Despite all of this negative attention, the very next night, another fan did it. He apparently ran onto the field, tried to run away, but got tired and gave up. As he walked off the
he didn't realize how big the baseball field was.
He was booed and even heckled by Jason Worth. After the game, it was reported he was charged with defiant trespass, disorderly conduct, and possession. Meaning, in all likelihood, this guy ran onto the field knowing he was going to get arrested, while also probably knowing he had illegal substances in his pocket. And
dummy. That was a big L for him, but that was a great video, man. It's your boy, man. Comment, subscribe. Yeah, that was awesome. Great video. Baseball doesn't exist. I like watching this channel. I'm gonna link it in the chat so you guys can check it out for yourselves. Anyways, see you guys later. Peace. I said peace, God damn it. I said peace, God damn it.